Hey, I'm Rob, and welcome back to PhotoBite. So Saramonic, with their Blink 500 Pro X, just took home the Best Video Maker Microphone Award at NAB this year, and we got our hands on one to see what all the fuss is about. It's a wireless microphone system in the style of a all-in-one charging case solution, similar to the Rode, DJI, Hoyland all-in-one charging case solutions you might already be familiar with. Obviously, I'm filming this right now with the Saramonic kit attached to my shirt here, and you're going to be hearing it throughout the video to give you a good idea of how it actually sounds. Now, one of the standout features of the Saramonic kit is how much you get in the box. First of all, obviously, you get the charging case, which is full plastic build, but it is nice, high quality plastics, feels quite rugged. And there's these nice foamy bits inside, just above the transmitters and receiver, to keep it nice and protected. The case itself is a little bit bigger than others on the market, although comparing it to my Hoylands, you can see it's not as tall, but it's definitely wider and flatter. I like the Hoyland form factor quite a bit. Because I'm using a lot of camera bags, it always seems to fit nicely in any slot designed for a lens. Whereas this is a little bit wider and could be a bit more awkward in those kind of bags. But it's not huge, so I could definitely find a slot for it, not too bad. Maybe into a laptop, tablet kind of slot, or maybe even a first aid kind of size pouch. Alongside the charging case, you get this nice little canvas bag as well included, which houses both a lavalier and dead cat per microphone. And of course, you get the TRS and TRRS cable for connecting it to your camera or phone, and a USB-C charging cable. Now, looking closer at the transmitters and receiver themselves, they are made out of plastic just like the case, but again, it is really nice, premium feeling plastic. The clip, for instance, feels nice and robust, like you're not going to snap that too easily. But yeah, looking around the microphone, on the back, obviously I mentioned the clip, which also doubles as a cold shoe to mount onto any camera. The gold pins on the back for charging in the charging case. Talking about that, the chargers snap really nicely and easily into their position in the case using magnets. On one side you'll see the power/mute switch, and on the other is an up and down gain control. One really nice feature of the Saramonics is you get a gain control not only on the transmitters but on the receiver as well, giving you tons of flexibility when it comes to volume control. Not a lot of transmitters, especially in this form factor, lets you do this. Being able to turn down the gain on the receiver and turn it up on the transmitter gives you a lot more flexibility. Especially when looking at the front of the transmitter, you can see the glorious big bright OLED display. Now, this is very unique for a small microphone unit like this. Being able to see your microphone level on the transmitter itself could be extremely handy. It also gives you tons of other information about the microphone on the screen. So say you're away from your camera, handing this to your talent to mic them up, you can see their volume level and you can adjust that on the transmitter itself. You can see that it's connected and how strong the connection is, as well as battery level and if it's transmitter A or B. Going back to the side with the gain controls, you can see there is actually a USB-C input, which I've seen is sort of like a 50-50 chance if you're going to get that functionality with these kind of systems, as sometimes they forego the USB-C completely as they expect you to just charge it every time in the case. But sometimes it is nice to be able to charge these over a USB-C connection if the case is fully dead or not with you, for example. Possibly even charging while using it. Looking at the top, you'll see the big old omnidirectional built-in microphone, and that's what you're hearing me on right now. And the two tabs next to it are for connecting the included dead cats. The dead cats that are included are very premium, really much that traditional style dead cat that you might recognise from big camera microphones. Really dense sort of material. Compare that to the Hoyland system, which has this much less dense, black, kind of fluffy wind muff. Performance-wise, I doubt there's much difference in it, but I would almost say this is easier to hide as it is smaller and more compact. But because it's that traditional greyish white look, maybe it might pop out a bit more and the black might be able to hide a little easier. But either way, really nice quality dead cats included. And finally, next to the built-in microphone is the mic input. This is for connecting the included lavs, and an extra bonus feature which I think is really handy is it also can support line level inputs. So if you have some other type of audio device that has a line level out, such as a dedicated audio recorder or something like a synthesizer or something like an instrument which has a line level out, you could record that wirelessly as well. line level input, I think is really awesome. And looking at the receiver, you'll see it is very similar. It has the exact same size and form factor of the transmitters, which is actually saying something because one of my favorite packs, the Lark 150, has these tiny little, more traditional Rode mic kind of sized transmitters, but the receiver is this big, bulky, double-sized, almost triple-sized unit with the clip in the center. That can make this really awkward to mount onto a lot of cameras. I've been caught up by this quite a few times where I'll have to extend cold shoe or find a different place to mount it. Whereas having the Saramonics all be uniform and the same size, and they're still quite compact width-wise, I've not really had a problem mounting it onto almost any camera. And looking at the top of the receiver, it has not a microphone in, but it has a line level out as well as built-in headphone monitoring. Headphone monitoring in a microphone solution is always really useful in my eyes because so many cameras still to this day don't have a built-in headphone out unless you have an external monitor attached. With this system you can plug a set of headphones into the receiver and monitor your audio that way. And then the other jack is the line level out for attaching to your camera or smartphone. This whole system uses 2.5 gigahertz to achieve its wireless microphone solution. According to Saramonic, this gives it up to 100 meters with line of sight range with intelligent signal hopping. So the system's always monitoring frequencies to see which one has the least amount of interference to keep you connected even when at those longer ranges. And at any range, this system also has a great low latency of only 8 milliseconds. Now the transmitters are definitely a little bit bigger than the Rode video mic standard that we've all kind of gotten used to. But to be honest, this tiny little form factor, did it ever really have to be this small? Yes, it's really nice to have it this small, a big bonus being that it doesn't tug on your shirt as much when it's clipped on. I think this is probably smaller than it needs to be, and the Saramonic is a slightly bigger unit. It's definitely still completely in that realm of being ultra small and portable and being able to be hidden almost anywhere. Now when it comes to hiding, obviously you wouldn't want that big bright OLED screen on there if it was attached to someone's shirt like it is right now. But luckily in the settings you can set it to turn off after a certain amount of settings, going just completely black, being much less visible on your subject. But that extra bit of size definitely allows them to add that amazing OLED screen and have great battery life. Talking about battery life, Saramonic says this entire kit can last up to 10 hours, which is 2 full complete charges of the whole system in the charging case without being plugged into a wall. Which, if my maths work out correct, that makes this system work about 3.3 hours, completely without having to be put back in the charging case, which is really impressive for such a small system like this. But obviously this is a microphone solution, so how do they sound? Obviously you've been hearing me on the omnidirectional built-in microphone so far. My initial thoughts are that it sounds very nice and clear. No big issues, nothing that really jumps out to me of sounding bad. That's probably due to them using a 48 kilohertz sampling rate, and so far it sounded very good in here in my pretty quiet studio environment. But alongside that, it also has a really good noise floor of only 84 decibels. But how about we head outside and see how they sound a bit in the real world. And while we're at it, we'll take one of my favourite systems, the Hollyland Lark 150s, and do a bit of a side-by-side comparison. Welcome to the wonderfully wet world that is Britain in April. Come down to the local park, and right now you're hearing me on the Saramonic, on their built-in omnidirectional microphone. Omnidirectional is probably not the best kind of mic setup for an outdoor shoot like this, as you might get a lot of the background noise of the kids playing around and people playing sports. And I've got the wind muff on as it's a little bit windy, and I'll take it off right now and see what the sound difference is like. So you might hear a bit more of that wind sound without the wind muff on. And then to get rid of that omnidirectional nature of the microphone, if I switch over to the Lavalier. Okay, now you should be hearing me on the Lavalier microphone, so it should be a little bit more closer, a little less background noise. It's got its own little foamy wind muff on it as well to help get rid of that wind noise. And this is what the Saramonic Blink 500 Pro X sounds like in the real world. This is the Saramonic Blink 500 Pro X with the dead cat on, and this is how it sounds. Check 1, check 2, 1, mic check. Checking 1, 2. This is the Saramonic Blink 500 Pro X without a dead cat, and this is how it sounds. Check 1, check 2, 1, mic check. Checking 1, 2. This is the Blink 500 Pro X from Saramonic, and I am now wearing it with the lavalier, and this is how it sounds. Check 1, check 2, 1, mic check. Checking 1, 2. But this is the Hollyland Lark 150 without a dead cat, and this is how it sounds. Check 1, check 2, 1, mic check. Checking 1, 2. And now this is the Hollyland Lark 150 with a dead cat, and this is how it sounds. Check 1, check 2, 1, mic check. Checking 1, 2. And finally, the lavalier kit that comes with the Hollyland Lark 150, and this is how it sounds. Check 1, check 2, 1, mic check. Checking 1, 2. So my first impressions on that sound quality outside is that it sounds really, really good, especially in the wind mitigation. Compared to the Hollylands, the wind mitigation, even without the dead cat on. I'm going to go on a little bit of a journey away from the camera and hope to God that the wind doesn't blow it over. To give you an idea of the kind of distance that this microphone can provide. I'm not going to go. So I'm now about halfway down the football pitch, and as you can hear, still great sound out of the Saramonic. Currently facing the wind with the lavalier mic, but the wind might be a little bit there, and away from the wind. It should be pretty clear. We are using the Saramonic with the lavalier mic right now. It has been getting up close. Okay, at this point I was going over the awesome feature that is the OLED display. The OLED gives you the ability to see that you're still connected and how strong your connection is. In theory, this is a great feature. However, unfortunately, I was being shown 2 bars of signal strength at the full distance of the pitch, and as you can see, the audio feed is completely dead. Not gonna lie, the results of this range test definitely were a bit disappointing to me. I was not expecting it to drop out so hard, especially as soon as it's left line of sight at not too much of a distance. But as soon as I passed the halfway point on that football pitch, it was pretty much completely dead from there. This is extra disappointing when you see I ran the exact same test with my Hollyland Lark system, and other than a couple small dropouts here and there, it performed and stayed connected the entire journey. And now I'm going to do a similar range test at the same sort of distance. So let's do that, shall we? I've just reached the midway point of the football pitch, and if I'm still connected, this is how the Hollyland sounds with the lavalier pack. I'm going to do a quick turn around as the Hollyland has seemed to disconnect when got line of sight in the past, and I'm going to keep going. Continuing down the football pitch, this is how the Hollyland is performing. I am assuming it will reach the same amount of distance, but there might be some breakups. And there's a little bit more wind this time, which maybe is a little unfair for the Hollyland, but I'll keep going. Now, with the Hollyland system, there is a small way of telling if you're still connected. The blue light on the system will tell you if you're connected, but it doesn't give you much more information other than that. But at this distance, with line of sight, it is still connected and it is still performing. The entire football pitch's range is probably way more than you would need if you're buying this kind of kit, but it's nice to know that it has that possibility. But yes, it's been a wonderful time out here with this imaginary football game that I've been reporting on, and this break in the clouds has been absolutely glorious. But that does it for me. I'll send it back to you, Rob, in the studio. Thanks, Rob. Anyway, overall, the Saramonic Blink 500 Pro X comes packed with features, functionality, and accessories. It comes with absolutely excellent sound quality. If I was to choose between these or the Hollylands, I would definitely say the Hollylands maybe are a little bit more fuller sounding. Not to say that there's anything wrong with how the Saramonics sound. When it comes to this kind of thing, I always mention it, sound is so subjective. So if purely what the mic sounds like is what you're shopping for, definitely go with whatever you think sounds better. But the Saramonics definitely achieve a professional level of quality for me. The absolutely immense amount of control you get on both the transmitters and the receiver, being able to do gain control, screen settings, mutes on both ends, gives you so much control, while also remaining very, very easy and simple to use. The OLED screen is definitely one of the standout points for me. Having all that information at your fingertips, whether you're at the receiver end or the transmitter end, is really, really useful. The OLED display is also extremely bright and easy to read, even in direct sunlight. And its all-day battery life is very, very appealing for an on-the-go kind of system like this. 10 hours is definitely an entire day's worth of shooting with these kind of things, even if it does have to charge slightly in between in the case. But just over 3 hours uninterrupted is also extremely impressive for this kind of system. But you get all of that, 2 lav mics, 2 dead cats, and a little carrying bag, all for a pretty reasonable price. At the time of recording, you can pick up this system for around about £285. However, those of you not looking for a 2 microphone solution, you can actually buy a single transmitter and receiver kit. And unlike other solutions like the Holyland, you can also buy that in a single mic solution, but you get the 2 microphone charging case kit. So you're sort of just left without a microphone in here, so you have to have this full size thing in your bag, which in one way is good because you get to upgrade in the future and add just the transmitter to this setup, but it sort of feels like you're paying more for a case that you don't actually need. Whereas the Saramonic kit actually comes in a 1 microphone charging case solution, which is a little bit cheaper, which is nice to see, gives you more options. Now it's almost no wonder why this system won the Best Video Maker Microphone Award at NAB, because it comes so feature rich and packed full of extras. Now obviously with my experience with this microphone, as you saw earlier, I would maybe be a little bit wary of that expected 100-meter range, but other than that, I think this system is an excellent microphone solution. But yeah, that's just been my thoughts on this solution. Obviously let me know your thoughts in the comments below of what mic you prefer the sound of. Anyway, I've been Rob, this has been PhotoBite, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.